Happy Saturday. Hashtag my global family. This is Drea Beta, Coyote walking this world. Real life, a Slutto Pueblo superhero. I just got off a call with my amazing sis, Tomei. And family, we have plans for world domination. Watch out. But we were first talking about how we use a computer program called Dedoose to analyze our qualitative data. So I just did a quick little video to show people how to get started. So family, this coyote is always about supporting my global family. Thought I'd share it with you. It's another resource. It does also have a monthly fee. So the website, let's go ahead and get started, family. I might as well share with you the recording I did. So if you have questions, family, don't forget to hit up this coyote. I'm always and forever a resources. So here we go. Here's my training. Hello, family. This is Drea Beta, Coyote walking in this world, real life, a Slutto Pueblo superhero. I am here with my amazing sis, Tomei, and we are going to tackle Dedoose today, family. This is an informal training. I am just going to go over the odds and ends, and feel free to DM me or email me. Check out our website at betaconsulting.com. All right. This is informal, and my sis is going to be asking me questions as we do this. So again, family, if you find this to be a helpful resource, don't forget to like and share. First things first, you want to make sure that you are working with the program. You have your login. What I've done is I actually have a Mac computer. So what I've done is I have downloaded the actual Dedoose program. I have dragged it to my desktop. And really quickly, family, just to go straight to the basics, let's go ahead and visit the website. So don't forget to go to dedoose.com. You can also do a general Google search. Here is the website. This is the logo. There are some other qualitative analysis data programs out there, but this is the one that I found very helpful, and I've been using it for about 7 years now. So go to this website, sign up. Pricing started around $10 a month. My professor actually has been able to pay for this. So if you're a graduate student or if you're a researcher working on a team, or if this is part of a contract, please remember that our resources are the money that comes out of our pocket does matter. At the end of the day, if we can have our companies or we can have our schools pay for things, please make sure and have someone pay for your Dedoose account. So after you have signed up, after you have downloaded the program, right, there's this download button here. There's Windows users and as well for Mac users. And I'll be honest, family, when I first started using this was an online platform. But now that I have downloaded the desktop, I think it's going to be a lot easier. So quickly, just click on the appropriate download link if you're a Mac user or Windows user, download it. Once you have done that, you'll get this screen. You just literally pull this, drag it over to applications. It will go ahead and install on your computer. If you're a Mac user like myself, you would then go to your applications and you would look for Dedoose. It's right here under D. Go ahead and double click and launch the program. We are launching Dedoose, about to go live. This should be your screen, family. Don't forget, through this program, what I like about it is that you are able to work on several different projects at once. So I've used this for not only my youth Y-PAR participatory action research project, but I've also used it for my ethnic studies research project, as well as my personal doctoral dissertation project. So I technically have 3 different projects all going down at the same time under Dedoose. So your first time you log in, you're going to have your username and you're going to have your password. Hopefully it will remember me. It's saying that I'm past due. But first it's saying that I'm not going to be locked out. That's okay. Let's hide that and see if it will let me. It's gonna prompt me every 10 minutes. So I better pay that bill, family. I have been inactive for a little while, but that is also a good fail-safe to know. So if you're worried about investing in Dedoose and you're like, oh my God, I have to pay them $11 for the rest of my life, it is good to know that when your account is inactive, that it does save your information and you can go ahead and pay later. So let's see what we do in 10 minutes. Right now, this is your home screen. Home. This is codes. So these are our little tabs, right? So this is coding. This is our media where we are going to upload all of our information. So for me, what we do in the last couple of projects is we've been doing transcripts. Here are our excerpts. So after you successfully coded, you're able to actually look up the database of everything you've ever coded. Analysis, this will allow you to set descriptors and pull reports looking for different codes. Memos allow you to literally write a memo for every single entry. So if I'm doing field notes and every time I'm seeing intersectionality being coded to the school to prison pipeline, I can write a memo. You could select a part of your text and literally write your own memo. So you can be writing notes on your transcripts as you go. And again, you can sort them and you can also find them. Training videos is where they're going to have you come to the Dedoose Center. Security. So these are the people who have access to my account. So this is my account, but this is also the person who is affiliated for my account too. So this is my professor. So you can have the person who pays for the account, and then you can have other users underneath those accounts. Each person that has a logon has to have their own access though. So each person has their own monthly subscription. Here are data sets. And then here's our projects. So let's start at the very, very beginning and let's look at the projects that I have. So the first step you're going to do is literally creating your project, okay? So I have Leaders Organizing to Unite and Decriminalize here. This is the youth group program or the YPAR project I'm working on. This is my demo project, which I usually use to kind of do trainings with. And then this other project is the APS Ethnic Studies project, I believe. So let's go ahead and go into Leaders Organizing to Unite and Decriminalize, just so you guys can see what a fully fledged program. Okay, this is a great thing. 1 second. So when you have your first login, the first thing you're gonna do is have your own password and your own login to get you into Dedoose. But because we're researchers and academics and students, a lot of our information is going to be secure. So what you do then at that point is you have a secondary password. This is encrypted. So the data under our Leaders Organizing to Decriminalize is all encrypted. And if you do not put in the correct password, you can get deleted and booted out. So if you want an extra layer of security above your already Dedoose, or your university has protocols on that, you can add that second layer. So every time I get into just the Loud project, I add a different encryption key. I'm gonna do a quick stop share real quick, family, as I pull that password up. Really quick, sis, let me go ahead and check in. Do you have any questions so far?
No, I'm just waiting till we get to the
no problem.
Coding part.
Love it, love it.
I followed you as you did everything else.
Yes, and family, don't forget to keep your passwords in a safe spot, unlike this coyote. Just kidding. My stuff is safe and secure. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be just going through the simple process of literally starting from scratch. All right, family, I am back on. I have put in my super secret password, and now we are back to the training. Okay, so now we are in Dedoose, and this is what a full project would look like. I wanted to show you, I'm just gonna show you the different sections, but this is codes. So the best thing about this program is that you can make hundreds of codes. We have hundreds of codes. What you are gonna have is your secondary, your primary codes, and you're gonna have your child codes after that. Mm-hmm. So really quickly, let's go ahead and go through this. So as you can see here, we have the adult codes here. I guess not adult codes, but the regular codes, we have child codes, and they literally call them child codes. So for example, in YPAR activism, we look for activism a lot. So activism is one of our parent codes. The way that you add a code is you click on this little button, @root code. Let's go ahead and say COVID, right? We're gonna add COVID as a parent code. In this section, you can also do description. So any mention of COVID affecting their lives, period, right? And you don't be aware that although Dedoose will have a lot of places where you can implement or put in stuff, you don't have to fill out everything, right? You can add a custom color if you'd like. You can add descriptions if you like, but for stuff like arts and CYFD and counseling and culture, you can see on the side, we did not put a description for everything. We have over 150 different codes. So on from the researcher end, it would be laborious for us to fill out this information. But on your individual project, if you feel like that's helpful, by all means, please go ahead and fill in as much information that will help your project. You can also do enable code weighting. We don't do that. We literally weight all of our codes equally, but it does allow you to do metrics for that. So we're gonna go ahead and submit. We have now added a COVID code, which is right here. Now, COVID, in addition to looking at COVID, I wanna look at COVID and death, right? Say we've been doing a lot of interviews and people are talking about the losses of family members. So under COVID, I want to put a child code. So I add the child code here, and we're going to put loss of life. And then we would submit that. And now under COVID, you also have the child code of loss of life. So just in a nutshell, family, that is how you would go ahead and add your codes and your child codes. Once you've coded something under a child code, so if I pick a selection or excerpt and I code it under loss of life, because it is a child code under COVID, it will also come up in the reports under COVID. So remember, when you're highlighting and coding something on the child code, not only is it being coded for child code, but it is also coded for the adult, for the parent code as well. And this is helpful for pulling reports. So later on, I want to pull a report. There's not going to be anything for COVID because we just added that. But let's look at the activism example. So when you're on your codes, you can look at these different ones. So this is view code excerpts. So if I click on that, we have 255 different excerpts that have been coded with activism. And then matching resources are the documents. So these are all the uploaded documents that we have. These are all our transcripts. So 46 of them have been coded with activism, but 255 individual ones have been coded as well. So if I want to pull a quick report, this is how you pull a quick report on everything that mentions activism that you have coded. You can also make it an active set. You can add it to an active set. You can remove it from an active set. And you can also view the excerpt in full. So this is a way for you to pull reports for people as well. So say you're pulling a manuscript, you're working on a manuscript, you want to pull everything that's been coded activism, everything that's been coded voice. You can pull these reports and kind of get a quick snapshot of data in this manner. Okay, so that is codes. And before I leave here, let me go ahead and delete these codes. Okay, so far we've looked at how to view them, right? Then we looked at, this is linked memos. So far no one has written any memos on activism, but that doesn't mean that none of them have memos. So that's another way for you to pull a quick report. If you had been creating memos or you're telling your group, hey, let's start doing memos on this side or the other, that's another way for you to pull those reports to make sure it's being done. This is the button to add them. And then this is settings. So I am going to delete the COVID codes because actually this research was gathered pre-COVID. So that's never going to be needed for this project. So I clicked on settings and I'm actually going to just hit delete. But there is a merge button. There is a reparent button in case you wanted to move your code and put it under another subsection. There's a cancel and a submit. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete. It's going to say, do you want to delete your COVID code? And I'm going to say, yes, let's delete the COVID code. Okay, so that's codes. So let's look at media. This is going to be where you see all of the stuff that you've uploaded for your project. So I would get a PowerPoint, Can I go ahead and ask you, sis, what format are you using right now? Are they in Word documents?
Word document.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and go through that process. So we've covered codes. Now we're going to go through media. There are a few different ways to import media in this program. You can go here, import data, or you can go here to the media gallery and put add import data. So this button or this button will both get you to the same screens, but you're doing the same thing. You're adding your data, you're adding your media. So the media that you can import are spreadsheets, text, images, audio, blank documents, PDFs, video, and projects. I'll be completely honest, my expertise relies in only text so far. That has been the strongest point, and that's what we're going to be covering today. So let's click on import text. It asks if I want to give it access. You're going to have to say yes. And now it's looking at my documents. So let's just pull something from my desktop. Yes, I'll give you access. Let's see. We are literally, that's all I have on my desktop. Oh, here we go. There's more. Yay. Okay, let's pull something from my proposal. And we're going to pull my Coyote framework. Okay, save document. So I have uploaded it. It says all documents are uploaded and completely successfully uploaded. So on the very bottom, booyah, there's my Coyote framework document. So it has been successfully uploaded. Let's go ahead and double click on it to open it. So here is my Word document. It has your text in it, and the way that you're going to go ahead and start coding it is literally, let's start at the top. So this is a quote. I think that this is important. You just highlight it, and it's talking about Indigenous culture. So let's see what codes will actually, let's see here. What codes do I have that would work? Culture. I think that this is very prevalent to my culture. It's talking about Indigenous culture and modernity and trickster stories. So all you do, again, highlight your appropriate section, go over here to culture, and I'm going to go ahead and code it. So I double click on it. So you highlight your text, you go to your code section and you double click on it. On your right hand side, you will see that this document's name comes up, right? So it's a document I've coded, and you'll see my code. Say I want to just code Indigenous warrior. So I want to code a part within a code. Now, Indigenous warrior, it's already part of this, but I want to now code this. I am now going to see what's in the culture. Let's say ritual. So now I want Indigenous warrior coyote calling coded just ritual. So now I'm going to double click that, and now this is coded in ritual. So as you go through your document, you're going to open them, and they're all going to be coded in different sections. You can code the whole thing. That's not helpful. It's not helpful when you're looking for things, but you can code entire sections. So for example, when I'm doing counter storytelling, and someone's telling their individual story of what happened, I will highlight that section of the narrative and code all of that storytelling, and then go back and recode. And when you go and you click on this section, you see it's in blue. Each one will have its own color. So when you go back to this section, you can, it's being a poop right now, but family, when you go back to the section, let me go back. And it is a computer program. So remember that, family. You can, every once in a while, have to restart or errors. And like I said, I've been having more success with the platform than it was on the online version. So, wow, it's really weird. Okay, so now we have our documents. Why are you not working? Was this, were you able to get through that portion before?
I'm following along with you. The only problem I'm having is highlighting. I followed everything you did,
It
uploaded.
won't physically let you do this, what I'm doing? I can
Yes.
do that.
That part.
Okay. Well, dear family, we have covered how to upload, how to edit, to add your media, and we are currently going to be working on troubleshooting. We're going to go ahead and get offline now on troubleshooting this particular IT problem with my amazing sis. So if you are also having technical difficulties such as highlighting, like I said, I was having issues clicking. So, oh, here we go. So I was clicking in the wrong spot, family. This is a good reminder for this coyote. After you have highlighted your sections, these little dots will appear on the side. And this is how you click for the information to be highlighted on the right. And you'll also be able to see what was coded where. Every section will be in a different color, but as you click on these markers, you'll be able to see what the codes were here. How do you remove a code? When you're actually, if you coded something by accident as well, what I can do, or what you can do, is click on your selection and go over here, and you see these little X's. Literally click on that for remove code. Click on that for remove code. So that is how easy it is for you to remove a code once you have put one in your document. So at this point, family, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we're going to troubleshoot this more. I do hope you'll continue to utilize programs like Dedoose and keep following this coyote. We love you all, and I am off to cause trouble with my sis somewhere else.
I like to tell the truth.
Family, that was a very brief training that I did this morning with my amazing sis. So y'all know that I am a critical autoethnographer. I am a critical race, whiteness, intersectional scholar. I am a coyote, real life athletic public superhero, and a revolutionary family. I am going to be ramping up my production, and this training literally was just to help out my sis this morning. I wanted to update and let you know that we did troubleshoot her problem. And what it came down to, family, is her text in the Word document was in a chart. So you know how in a Word document you can have a chart, and her text was in each bubble. And the problem is when you upload a chart in Dedoose, instead of allowing you to individually highlight sentences, it wanted to highlight the entire chunk. So unfortunately, my amazing sis is going to have to go through and remove the charts so that when she uploads it to Dedoose, it just sees the text. So we were able to troubleshoot that small technical error today, family. This coyote is still a huge fan of Dedoose. As a qualitative scholar, finding programs and softwares that make our job easier is basically finding gold. This coyote is off to go do laundry, maybe some cardio, and cause trouble somewhere else. I hope you guys will tune in again next week. I am going to be starting my yoga up again. I was under the weather this week, family, with the cold. Excuse me, I'm on the last day of my sniffles, but that's because I keep talking for like 6 hours a day with all these meetings. So I'm going to get rid of these sniffles, and I am going to come back ready to make change in this world with you, family, starting every day, but always on Mondays. It's a brand new opportunity for us to be the leaders and the superheroes that our families need. Mwah! I love you, and I'm off to go cause trouble somewhere else. Special huge thanks and shout out to my sister Tomei. We are gonna change the world, sis. You are one of the angels that my Gammy sent, and we were meant to meet. I love you. Bye, family. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.